Consider this. Daily, billions interact with sophisticated algorithms. From the subtle autocorrect guiding our grammar to the curated newsfeeds shaping our worldview, to the photo filters that subtly sculpt our digital selves, we accept, even embrace these digital augmentations. Yet, when AI steps into arenas like art, writing, or coding, a vocal segment erupts with accusations of theft, inauthenticity, and existential threat. A recent study by the Institute for Future Studies indicated that while 85% of office workers utilize at least 3 AI-powered tools in their daily workflow, a staggering 60% of the same demographic express significant apprehension about AI's role in creative industries. This isn't just a contradiction, it's a profound cognitive dissonance. The outrage seems highly selective, often conveniently ignoring our own pervasive reliance on technological assistance. Are we truly mad at AI? Or is this anger a more complex projection? A discomfort with a mirror reflecting not just our capabilities, but perhaps our own complacency. There's a vast conceptual chasm between the passive consumer of AI and the active co-creator. Typing "generate a best-selling novel plot" into a language model and expecting genius is akin to demanding a chisel sculpt David on its own. This is not engagement, it is delegation bordering on abdication. Contrast this with the individual who spends hours refining prompts, layering instructions, using AI to test hypotheses, generate variations on a core idea, or visualize complex datasets. For example, an architect might use generative AI to explore hundreds of structural solutions for a challenging site, solutions constrained by specific material properties and environmental factors they meticulously define. This isn't laziness, it's amplified intelligence. The AI here becomes a tireless, incredibly fast conceptual sparring partner, a cognitive velocipede, as Steve Jobs famously called the computer. The quality of AI output is almost always a direct reflection of the quality of human input. The depth of understanding, the clarity of the vision, and the rigor of the iterative process. True creative leverage with AI demands more, not less, from the human intellect. Our culture lionizes the myth of the lone genius, the solitary figure wrestling with inspiration in an isolated garret, producing brilliance ex nihilo. This romantic notion, however, often crumbles under historical scrutiny. Albert Einstein, for instance, didn't formulate relativity in a vacuum. His breakthroughs were built upon the work of predecessors like Maxwell and Lorentz, and he famously collaborated with mathematician Marcel Grossman, who provided crucial mathematical frameworks. William Shakespeare, the epitome of literary genius, extensively borrowed plots, characters, and thematic material from sources like Holinshed's Chronicles and Plutarch's Lives. His genius lay not in pure invention, but in unparalleled synthesis, transformation, and linguistic mastery. The insistence that true creativity must be a painful, solitary endeavor is an outdated and often counterproductive belief. Greatness is frequently about the intelligent assimilation and recombination of inputs, leveraging collective knowledge, and building upon existing foundations. To dismiss AI as a cheat because it facilitates access to and processing of vast information is to misunderstand the fundamentally iterative and often collaborative nature of human innovation itself. Creativity has always been a sophisticated dance between generation and curation. Even the most original thought is often a novel synthesis of pre-existing elements, a fresh perspective on familiar components. Consider the chef who innovates not by inventing entirely new food groups, but by uniquely combining known ingredients and techniques. AI in this context isn't a replacement for the chef's palate or vision. It's a new kind of spice rack, an advanced food processor, or a vast database of culinary knowledge that can suggest unexpected pairings. If the AI-generated output is bland, derivative, or nonsensical, it's rarely the fault of the tool alone. More often, it reflects a lack of clarity in the chef's instructions, a poorly defined creative problem, or an insufficient framework for judgment. The creative process becomes one of increasingly precise articulation of intent, rigorous evaluation of AI-generated options, and skillful integration of the best elements. AI, therefore, doesn't diminish the role of human creativity. It profoundly challenges and potentially elevates our capacity for clear thinking, critical discernment, and visionary curation. Let's address the elephant in the room, the visceral fear accompanying AI's creative capabilities. Could it be that for some, the outrage isn't about AI's potential, but about what it reveals? When an AI can generate passable art, music, or text with minimal prompting, it inadvertently holds up a mirror to human creative output. If AI, in its current nascent stage, can produce work that is indistinguishable from or even superior to what some individuals produce after years of effort, it raises uncomfortable questions. Is it possible that the loudest cries of AI is cheating or AI lacks soul stem from a deeper, unacknowledged fear that one's own work was already unknowingly treading water in a sea of derivative ideas or unrefined skill? The fear of replacement in this light morphs into a fear of exposure of a potential lack of genuine originality, a reliance on well-worn tropes, or simply a comfortable mediocrity. AI doesn't just challenge our definition of creativity, it challenges our self-assessment, forcing a confrontation with the true caliber and distinctiveness of our own contributions. However, there's a different response to AI, one not born of fear, but of intense curiosity and ambition. Genuine creators, the relentlessly innovative, don't see tools as threats, they see them as levers. They understand that originality isn't about the unaided struggle, but about the unique vision and the courage to explore uncharted territory. For these individuals, AI is not a shortcut to avoid work, but a potential accelerator to go faster, a microscope to see deeper, a telescope to envision further. They are eager to probe its limits, to bend its capabilities to their will, to discover emergent properties that can unlock entirely new forms of expression. An accomplished musician might use AI to analyze complex polyrhythms or generate novel harmonic structures they can then incorporate into their compositions. A writer might use it to brainstorm alternative plot trajectories or explore nuanced character psychologies. AI, for them, cannot replace their core originality because that originality lies in their unique perspective, their taste, their critical judgment, and their unrelenting desire to push boundaries. Instead, AI can help reveal that originality, refine it, and broadcast it with greater power and precision. The narrative surrounding AI is too often framed as a simplistic binary: human versus machine, authenticity versus artifice, job security versus obsolescence. This is a fundamentally flawed and limiting perspective. The real discussion isn't about being mad at AI. It's about critically examining our own adaptability, our commitment to lifelong learning, and our definition of meaningful contribution in an age of intelligent tools. Instead of succumbing to fear or complacency, the challenge is to cultivate the skills and mindset required to partner with these technologies. This means fostering critical thinking, developing technical literacy, and championing uniquely human attributes like empathy, ethical reasoning, and complex problem formulation. The conversation needs to shift from "will AI replace us?" to "how can we leverage AI to become more capable, more creative, and more effective versions of ourselves?" The mediocrity we should truly be concerned about is not that of AI, but the mediocrity that arises from a refusal to evolve, to learn, and to embrace the tools that can amplify our own inherent potential. The future isn't about AI alone. It's about augmented humanity. What steps will you take to ensure you are part of that augmented future, rather than a relic of a less capable past? Consider one skill or area of your life where deliberate, intelligent AI integration could unlock a new level of proficiency or insight.